Hey, I'm doing a brief test here. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me as well as the game, and also I have TBGs here with me in Discord. So I'm going to wait for the chat response here. Cruel, did you already do a vote? Because I just put in a straw poll. So if you already did the vote, then I will disregard those results. Okay, so it was Anne. Fortunately for me, that is the one that I have the most practiced on recently. Alright, thank you for doing that vote, by the way. Alright, so we are on English version, so it is going to be a little bit slower, but shouldn't be too much different. Turn down game sound slightly. Okay. Oh yeah, I had to recapture the game, so I can put it to my normal levels here. Yeah, TB, you're going to have a slight stream delay. I'm ready when you are, Cruel. So I will give you a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So starting off, the game is entirely based on schedules. Each girl has a different working schedule and then a schedule for her days off. Anne in particular, we will only be working on certain days to achieve our affection goals here. So we slept through the first day, which is Wednesday the 3rd. We're going out on a Thursday because that is a day when both Anne and Rick are available.
Right, so this game is a game that was optimized around married in order to get married, you need to get the kitchen, which means you need to get 5,000 gold, and you need to get
I was briefly waiting there for 9 a.m. just so I'd be able to find Anne. Here she is. Okay, no worries. I think we're good. So I had to stop there and talk to Anne. It is Thursday, so she's not working. She's out in the mountains or other places. And you'll also have to excuse my dialogue here. I'm not used to the English version, so the text boxes take slightly longer, which is throwing me off. Oh, I just talked to Rick, so you're a little bit behind. That's all right. Okay, so today is Friday the 5th, and it's not raining. Like TB said, when it is raining, Rick is closed. And also Anne has to, Anne is indoors, so we usually don't go outside on rainy days, specifically because Rick isn't available, and we really need the Rick affection to get the music boxes going. I did some slight farm work there. Today I'm also going to be buying potatoes, because those are Anne's favorite gift. Anne has 3 favorite gifts: potatoes, corn, and wool. Corn is only available in summer, and it takes way too long to grow. Wool is available whenever, but the sheep are very expensive, and you also have to buy the shears, and there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it just ends up not being faster. Potatoes are available in spring. They grow very quickly. Anne has a recipe for them. All signs point to potato being the best possible option for this route. So we are doing the newest route here where we only grow 2 bags of potatoes. Hopefully I can get it to work. If not, we will have a couple extra days at the end where I'm giving her gifts that aren't potatoes, which is fine, just not ideal. Here's the horse cutscene. Unfortunately, no way that we know of to skip this. We have to get the horse, otherwise Anne and her father stand there for the entire season of spring until you take the horse. Hey, are you not able to hear TB? Because TB has been talking this whole time. So if there's been moments of silence here, it's because TB was filling the air. Yeah, I put on desktop audio. So I thought that would pick up Discord, but apparently it hasn't. That's okay. So what TB is going to do is he is going to lead the chat through text. Yeah, I mean, unless you have anything you want to talk to me about TB, you can get out of the voice room. It's fine. So TB was actually going to be the runner that had signed up. He was going to do an Ellie run. But he opted out at the last moment and gave me the spotlight. So right here, we're making room to plant the potatoes. I might not have the stamina to do all of it today. Early on in the game, you have very little stamina. But I need to plant the potatoes today because the run being fast really relies on rain. If you get really lucky with your rain, this run can get really, really, really quick. Likewise, if you get really unlucky with your rain and Rick is closed a lot, then you end up having a very slow time because of it. Fortunately, we planned around that in the estimate. And even with some pretty lousy luck, we should be underestimate by a little bit. So today we're going to get the music box first thing. The music box is located on the same spot every time on the farm, but in order to get it, you need to get the map out of the tree. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh geez. Hold on. Accidentally turned my camera there, which a lot of people didn't know you could do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it should be this spot right here. It's the intersection of the tree and the doghouse. There it is. I should have gotten some water, so I will do that now. That is a little bit of a time loss, but it's okay. So the way that we water these potatoes is we always just make sure that we have one potato per day. We don't need them all. We don't need to spend time watering every single one of them every day. We just need one per day to give to Anne. Today is Saturday, so Rick is usually closed. However, I am going for a little bit of a faster route potentially if Rick shows his face. Rick has a 50% chance to be standing in the town square, or not the town square, but the actual town. And so if he is there, we will, our run will be a little bit faster because of it. But if he's not there, then I wouldn't necessarily call this a wasted day because we're And if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them in chat. I know TB is in there, so he will answer you in detail. And I will answer as best I can while I'm in the middle of this. Rick is not available. So like I said, it's not an ideal day, but it works. I may have missed Anne here. If I did, that's okay. I get an extra 30G from this herb, but I didn't, so... Overall, that day went fine. We got the music box. We got more lumber. But I will be sleeping through Sunday. Cario, we usually play on the Japanese version. The text is faster, and since there is a lot of dialogue in these runs, it ends up being the fastest by a decent amount. Like most speedrun games, you're trying to play on whatever will give you the least amount of dialogue boxes. So this time around, we are actually sleeping through Sunday and Monday. Monday would normally be a good day because we would get to see both Anne and Rick. But Monday of Spring 8 is the planting festival, so nobody is available. So ideally we want to get our rain on Wednesdays and on weekends, because those are the days that Rick is always closed. TB and I both have had runs where we get so much rain that we're not able to get the music box fixed quickly enough. And we've also had runs where we get so little rain that we don't get to water our potatoes in time. The thing that I like about the Anne run in particular is that you need to be adaptable depending on the weather. So you'll also notice that a lot of these days are going to start looking a little similar, and that will happen until we get the music box fixed, which should be within the next few days. And after the music box gets fixed and the potatoes start coming in, the run gets really quick. So TB did explain it while he was in voice chat, but you guys didn't hear it, so I will reiterate. Yeah, the different girls have different favorite gifts, and I explained Anne's. Ellie likes eggs and fish, Potpourri likes flowers, Maria likes just about everything, but she really likes cabbage. Alright, so this is a rainy Wednesday. This is actually the perfect thing that could occur because our plants are being watered and Rick is already closed, so we didn't lose any days there at all. Yeah, Brickachoo, stay tuned. The other games are every bit as exciting as this one. A lot of people who don't play Harvest Moon don't see the challenge in this or the how technical it actually can be. But people who have played, I feel like anyone who stumbles in to my stream, who's played it in the past, is immediately very impressed with just how quickly you can get married or just how quickly you can get some of the other things done in this game. So Cario asks in chat if I have ever done an all photos run, and my answer is no. I would like to. All photos is about a 9-hour category where you need to basically do all the marriage categories in one run, and then you need to befriend a lot of other people and do a lot of other things. And I want to do one in the future. But it is a lot to learn. So I got really lucky there with Anne being in Rick's shop. On Thursdays, Anne has a 50% chance to be in the mountains, a 25% chance to be in the vineyard, and a 25% chance to be in Rick's shop. I used to skip Thursdays entirely because you have to wander a little bit to find Anne, but TB convinced me otherwise. TB is actually the brains behind a lot of these routes. I just run them. Yeah, Hate Chill Penguin, while you're in here, I want to apologize for cutting the stream short. I set my alarm about 30 minutes before this run was supposed to go, thinking that, of course, that would be plenty of time for me to get the stream ready and all that. But, yeah, congratulations to Cruel on PBing by a huge amount of time. But yeah, you could have run a wonderful life, though, you know, actually that would have been a decent idea. Mrs. Magistra, Hate Chill Penguin actually did the kindest thing ever. And because the first run of the day had a massive personal best, he stepped in to run his game. I showed up a little bit before I was scheduled to show up, and so he cut his run so that I could follow my scheduled time, which is very appreciated. Alright, Rick wants to fix my music box. I will let him do that. Cario again is talking about the All Photos run. Mr. Weebles is the only one who has one recorded, and he had an attempt before he did a completed run. He had an attempt where he did the whole All Photos run, but then got to the last photo, the party photo, and did not complete some of the objectives. So it was a sad run for him, but I think he got it the very next time. So this is Saturday. Rick is closed. This is Sunday. Rick is closed. I was hoping for some rain in there. Monday rain isn't ideal, but it's good that I don't have to water. Tuesday rain again, same story. Because those were both days that I could have seen Rick and Anne. And then Wednesday, Rick is closed, so I have to sleep again. So this is what I mean by having to adapt to the weather. Like right now I'm several days behind, but I saved time because I didn't have to water anything. Right there, I actually have to avoid basil on the screen I actually have to avoid anyone on the screen because when someone is on your farm, you can't dig up the music box, which is a little strange. Just trying to make myself a path to the music box here. And I need to sell. So right here, while I'm up here, I'm going to use the chicken coop to sell. It's actually, it just loads your unpause so much faster that it's worth it to take the 2 loading zones to come in here, but only if you're already nearby. So this is a little bit of lag reduction that just, you know, saves a few seconds here or there. So we have a potato for Anne. We also have a fixed music box for Anne. So this is going to be where the run actually starts to pick up a little bit, because we get a major amount of affection. It is Thursday. I had to do a pause check there. So she's going to be either in the mountains, vineyard, or Rick's shop. Doesn't look like she's on the fisherman's tent screen, so she might be on this screen. She is not. So we are going to check the vineyard. Yeah, so an interesting thing about selling in this game is unpausing on the farm. I don't know, I guess it's because the game has to load so much. The farm is very much so larger than any other screens in the game. Unpausing on the farm actually takes like almost a full second. It's a ridiculous amount of time. And so if you can do your menuing on other screens, it saves a ton of time over the course of the run. We're hitting the vineyard here. We lose about 10 seconds on this cutscene, but some Thursdays Anne will be here, so we need to do it. We're gonna run in the house here and pop out to see if Anne appears. She is not here, so she is in Rick's shop, but we did do the vineyard cutscene, so if we need to come here in the future, it won't cost us any time. Oh, I got harassed. Anne taught us how to make mashed potatoes, a very difficult recipe. So, you guys just saw the main loop of the game there. Give Anne a potato, give her the fixed music box, get Rick to fix the broken music box that's currently in your inventory, and then do it all again. Harris the mailman, his entire job in the game is to appear at inopportune places and block you so you're not able to get to the next screen. So this is Friday the 19th. I think the mayor's going to be out here to tell me about voting. Oh no, that's right. I keep forgetting that it's Basil who tells us about the voting. And by voting, I mean the Flower Festival is coming up, and we have a chance to vote on which girl will be the winner of the Flower Festival. And so what we are going to do is we are going to vote for anybody but Anne. because we really want to dance with Anne at the upcoming Flower Festival, because that it gives a huge boost to affection. I'm going to water a couple more because I don't trust my ability to summon rain. I didn't want to jinx myself, but I feel like I'm going to have to talk about it at some point this run, unfortunately. All console versions of Harvest Moon 64 have the ability to have a little bit of a freeze. The game locks up on the 6th swing of the axe. Whenever you're breaking up a piece of lumber, it has the ability to freeze the game, so we tend to get that only once in a great while, but it does happen. So if you see me reset the game, that's why I froze. X-Ghost. These are actually, these are adolescents. It's just an art style that makes them appear younger. So while I'm up visiting Rick, I will do the voting, and the first choice is Maria, so that's who we're going to vote for. So we voted for Maria because we don't actually care if she wins. We would actually prefer her to win. There is actually, even though I voted, there is still a chance that Anne could win the Flower Festival, which sets me back by at least a couple days worth of affection. Yeah, TB nailed it in chat. The reason we vote is to increase our chances to get Anne to not be the winner. The only time you would want your girl of choice to win is if you were the Harvest King from the previous year. Rainy Saturday. You guys can't see me, but I did a fist pump. Rainy weekends are the best thing to ever occur. Okay, so this is Monday the 22nd. This is one day before the Flower Festival. You can see my animals really want to prevent me from leaving the farm. My horse and dog always try to wander into that loading zone, and I'm not sure what causes them to do it. As I'm doing these conversations on English, I'm trying to get the exact timing difference even on that and music box conversation. And it is, there's a little bit of a blunder here, but that conversation alone is probably 3 or 4 seconds slower than it is on the Japanese version. Twitch Prinny, I would love to give you a summary of the run. So this is Harvest Moon 64. In order to propose to a girl, you need to give her an item called the Blue Feather. And the Blue Feather has certain requirements in the game before it becomes available for purchase. One of those items is you have to get girls to 220 affection, which is slightly above a red heart. And the other requirement is that you have a completed kitchen. So the marriage category for this game involves the getting your kitchen, as soon as you can, giving your preferred girl her favorite gifts to get her affection up as high as possible. You also want to befriend Rick, because Rick fixes your music box repeatedly, which you can then give to the same girl over and over again. And if you do all of this in combination, the run can get down to decently short. The 5 girls all have speedruns at this point done. Karen comes out to the fastest because of a glitch due to her not remembering that she has seen the dog for that day, so you can repeatedly show her the dog and get her up to a red heart within one day. But all the other ones range between 1 hour and 22 minutes and 1 hour and 34 minutes. So they're all pretty similar in time. And to give you a brief history, we only really started doing these runs a couple months ago. But since we started, TB and I have done a lot of runs, but we've also had other people become interested in the game as well. Because it is fun, and for anyone who's played Harvest Moon in the past, I think they would enjoy the challenge. So today is the 23rd. It is the Flower Festival. So we are going to dance with Anne. Unfortunately, there's no way to speed this up, so we are just gonna have to wait it out. The girls are in the back room, getting their makeup on and all that stuff, changing into their hula skirts and their flowers. So the music box, I'm gonna let TB answer this one in chat, because he is a genius and he's gonna give you like the exact numbers. But I'm pretty sure the music box plus the conversation for the music box gives you 5. So Maria wins. Our vote won. So what we're going to do is talk to the mayor. He's going to tell us to dance with somebody, and we are going to dance with Anne, who is hands down the best dancer. Up there dancing weirdly with her arms. Anne is the confident dancer, hands on her hips. Also, she has the best special dance move here coming up. Today is Wednesday the 24th. We have to sleep because Rick is not available. Rainy Thursday. I actually like that because I don't have to run around on the day where Anne could be in several places. Yeah, TB, I knew you had that covered. Whenever anybody comes into my stream and asks me questions about the exact game mechanics, I just don't even answer and I wait for TB. Okay, so unfortunately I'm going to have to move the animals. They're just getting a little too out of control here. So, TB, I don't actually know if you are keeping track while you're watching this, but it looks like we are going to have another run where I have a ton of potatoes that need to get sold or wither. Sorry, Twitch Prinny, that was the music box. That is the thing that we have to dig up every day, because when Rick fixes it and we give it to Anne, it's a ton of affection points. And it's always in the same spot. I don't think the game developers intended it to be gotten repeatedly. But sure enough, you can dig up more than one. You can dig up infinity if you don't screw it up. There are ways to glitch the music box out so you can no longer dig them up, and whenever those happen in a run, it is very sad. So you guys are about to get a sneak peek into what it's like on my stream. So TB, I actually don't know where Anne is on a Sunday. Can you help me out? Because that is definitely not something that I do regularly in the run. I actually don't know where she is. I'm pretty sure she's by the Goddess Pond. Oh, TB, I remember. If she is at the farm, she's at the farm way lower than she normally is. I remember now. It's difficult to keep all the different bachelorettes' schedules straight in your head. Did I water? I did not. Let's make sure that I do that. I'm watering now because we're getting towards the end of the month, and if I do not get all these potatoes out of the ground before summer occurs, they will wither and die. Yeah, I had to ignore Anne there. There was no point of talking to her because I already got her conversation affection for the day. Okay, all my potatoes are ready, which is awesome. So I must have gotten some rain on those festival days, which is good. Yes, please don't go away from this run thinking that this is how the world works. Please, if a girl is visiting your house, talk to her. Don't listen to TB. There's nothing wrong with girls who like horses. TB, you can't do that. I feel like there's probably some amount of overlap between girls who like horses and girls who like Harvest Moon. Alright, so today is Saturday. We are hoping that Rick is in the town. There is a 50% chance that he is or he isn't. If he isn't there, he's nowhere. He just doesn't exist in the game world. He is available. I got extremely lucky. That is a major coin flip, and we won. And tomorrow I'm going to have to flip another coin. So if there's anyone out there watching who is actually interested in getting started running this game, the Karen run is a nice beginner run. You can get her up to high affection the first day you see her, and then it's just getting your kitchen done and finishing the run. And those runs can be anywhere from 41 to, I think we have an hour time on the leaderboard. Highly recommended. You can learn it in one day very easily. I know the speedrun 12-hour challenges are going on this weekend and next weekend. If you did a 12-hour challenge for Karen, you could easily get a 45-minute time within those 12 hours. I have full confidence. The run is pretty straightforward. Alright, so I think I was too early here. Either I was too early or she's not here. Both of which are viable options. Okay, she's not here, so she is at the Goddess Pond, which is good, because that's where we were going anyway. Cold Guy, you are correct. The Karen run is going to see her, showing her the dog repeatedly, but then you still have to collect the lumber and the money for your kitchen. So a brief history of the AND run. The first run that I attempted to do without TB's expert routing advice ended up being a little over 2 hours. TB embarrassed me and got that down to about an hour 45. Oh my god, we won the coin flip twice. So we got very lucky this weekend with Rick being available. And then TB and I went back and forth with the record, and right now it sits at 1 hour 34 minutes. We did that just by having a better lumber and money route. And just many, many attempts. Cold Guy, it's not a dumb question. We actually get that question a lot. I personally have not played Stardew Valley. I own it, but I haven't played it yet, and the reason I keep giving for why haven't I played it yet is because I know that I'm going to turn it on, and then 72 hours are going to pass, and I'm going to have, like, black bags under my eyes, and my beard's going to grow an inch. I just know it's going to consume my whole life, so I don't want to get started on it until I have a chunk of time to do so. I've heard really good things about the game. So one thing we are going to do in summer is before summer occurs, I am going to pick all those potatoes out of the ground and keep them in my backpack. Because I'm not able to forage, I'm going to spend a lot more time early on in those days on the farm digging up or chopping up all those farm stumps just to get my lumber to where it needs to be. Cold Guy, I actually didn't know that it had co-op capability. Oh, I see, once it gets released. That would be why I didn't know about it. So right now we are still at a blue heart for Anne. So it seems like this is going to take quite a while to finish up, but there are other things that can help us along to get more affection points. One of them is once she has a green heart, her sick event becomes available, and that gives us some additional affection if we can get rain on a Sunday. And the other thing is when she hits yellow heart and some affection points, her dream event becomes available, as well as the broken ankle scene or sprained ankle scene. I don't know exactly what her technical injury is, but she can't walk. So naturally, being the hero, we pick her up and take her home. Yes, so what happens is, if she likes you a certain amount, and it's a rainy Sunday, then she will always be sick. So I am not going to pick those potatoes yet, and if it's raining tomorrow, I need to get out there and pick them anyway. It's not. So it's either going to be today or tomorrow that she has a green heart. I know this because I'm currently looking at my splits. Okay, so she is still blue heart. So it will be tomorrow. So I am going to do a full forage today. But then after I sell my things later on, I'm going to have to fill my whole rucksack with potatoes. That Rick dialogue is about 2 dialogue boxes long in the Japanese version instead of 10. So I'm going to sell the remaining potatoes because I can't hold them. And I don't want them to wither. So it should be summer 1. So we get some better music. Today is Wednesday. Summer 1 is a Wednesday. I actually am flipping through my printed out calendar here. So like I said, the early summer will be a little different because right now my bag is full. So I am going to spend some time this morning chopping up these stumps on the farm because I don't have to go up to the mountain today. Or if I do, I'm not going to go all the way, I'm going to go a different path. And we do still need lumber, so chopping up these stumps is a good way to spend this time. there should be still one somewhere on the northern half of the farm, if I can find it. Unless I'm crazy, which is also possible. There it is. Oh, there's two. Oh, the one right by the music box, yeah. So today, she should be Greenheart. It's Thursday. It's a pretty common occurrence for me to always run down to the ranch on Thursdays. Okay, so she's not in her 25% chance spot. She's not there either, so we're gonna go to the vineyard. She is at the vineyard today. Alright, so she is at a Greenheart. So we are on our way. I definitely do not want to sell my potatoes. TB, if I have to go to the vineyard again during this run, I'll try the vineyard clip. There's a potential it'll work because we're on English right now. And I've had it work on English before. Yeah, you said it like slightly too late. I saw it as I was already in the town because of the stream delay. So if I do have to go to the vineyard again this run, I will give it a try. Hey Zeus Almighty, welcome. Yeah, I played this game a ton when I was a kid, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to start doing speedruns of it, at least for the marriage categories. I mean, you know, getting to the end, all it takes is sleeping. It's just getting to the end, you know, with a decent amount of things completed. That's the difficult part. Yeah, I've lost count at this point, but I think towards the end, I think we give Anne 18 or 20 music boxes or something ridiculous. It's actually kind of funny because according to Anne's dialogue, we tell her that we buried the music box when we were young. So every day we're going and seeing her and we're telling her about a music box that we buried when we were young. So at this point, the whole farm must be just music boxes. This is Saturday the 4th. This is Sunday the 5th. Yeah, I mean, I played through the game when I was a kid, and I definitely didn't do all photos, but I had some other goals in mind, like having a wife, having a kid, having some of the house extensions, having some animals. Like, I really wanted to win the horse race and the dog race. So, I mean, every person who plays has their own idea of, like, what their end goal is, and I think that's one of the cool things about the game, is that there are just so many ways that you can actually play it based on, the things that you care about. It's a very non-linear game. They just start you off, and the mayor gives you a tour of the town, and then nobody handholds you. It's just, hey, have at it. It is a life sandbox. So the dog race, it is rigged, as in there's only one real way to win it, and that is you have to have your dog affection be pretty dang high. And the best way to do that is to pick up your dog every day, whistle at your dog, and also put food in your dog's dish. And you have to do that every day for quite a while before the dog race occurs. Oops, I'm full. I forgot. There will be people in this chat who will have some choice words for you about saying A Wonderful Life is a good game. It is a good game. It's just not a good game to try and speedrun. But yes, I feel like a lot of people, I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, but I do feel like a lot of people prefer the older Harvest Moon games as instead of the newer creations that they're coming out with. Oops. Quick day check. Speaking of Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life, the Uber Noober is here, who has pretty much all of the A Wonderful Life records. Uber Noober, who is pretty much the premier Harvest Moon speedrun god. Yeah, it all comes down to the dog affection. If your dog has high enough affection, he'll win the dog race every time. Yeah, so I mean, A Wonderful Life, you can see here just from the chat that there's a lot of people who are saying, oh, the game is not good. And it's a different type of Harvest Moon game. But yeah, somewhere around, like right after they released Harvest Moon 64, they released Harvest Moon Back to Nature on the PlayStation 1, and then they released like Harvest Moon Save the Homeland for PS2, and it may have been at that point the worst game that I've ever played in my entire life. So they were trying to do different things with the game, which is, you know, not necessarily a bad thing. But they went way different, and some people liked it, some people didn't. Yes, just saying the name Save the Homeland, it just, so many people have bad memories of that game. I still have it as a reminder to myself to wait for reviews. I learned that lesson when I was very, very young. Date check, Wednesday the 8th. Thursday the 9th is the Vegetable Festival. We have to sleep through this one. Alright, so Friday the 10th, we're back on pace. I liked Magical Melody. It was okay. I think if you were to compare Magical Melody to Save the Homeland or A Wonderful Life, Magical Melody is vastly superior. I won't speak poorly about any of the Harvest Moon games, though. I mean, they're all good. There's just some, you know, people have preferences. Yeah, Carrie, I really do think that's where the divide happens, is a lot of people wanted a farming sandbox and other people wanted a more pointed objective, and, you know, if you're a fan of one and you get the other, you'll be disappointed. We get the amazing cicada sound effect and the monkey. Yeah, I guess that's also an interesting thing about those games as well, because Save the Homeland, A Wonderful Life, Magical Melody, they all have an objective that you can complete. Whereas the older games, it was just like, oh, you can actually just play to infinity if you want to. I definitely had a Harvest Moon file when I was younger that was on like year 17, and I had $1 million just because I couldn't stop playing the game. It was too much fun. Yeah, Cruel. We're actually right on pace, I think. All right, no rainy Sunday. I'm still very confused about the whole Natsume America versus Packin' Soft versus all the different things. So it's my understanding that the original Harvest Moon team is now creating games under the Story of Seasons series, right? Am I correct in thinking that? Because I've been meaning to pick up Story of Seasons, but I just want to make sure before I do. Hello, Halix. How's it going? It should only be a couple more days of lumber, and I'm getting close to being good on money. So this run is wrapping up. Hello, bad RNG. Fortunately, this run had good RNG. We gambled several times in this run, and it paid off more often than it didn't. TB, as always, thank you for the knowledge. I guess my question, in its purest form, is I want to purchase the games made by the people who made Harvest Moon 64. So how do I do that? Right now, Anne is at a very high green. See, that's all I wanted to know. I will buy Story of Seasons at my... Oh, this was her birthday, TB. Now that it's actually English, I can tell when she has her birthday conversation. Uber, I'm not made of money. I can't just be buying every Harvest Moon game that happens. I must pick and choose based on my previous biases. Cold Guy, I actually saw that. I saw that a few weeks ago. That birthday's the beginning thing. And that was actually the reason that I saw it, was because it was from the creator, or not the creator, but one of the creators of Harvest Moon. And it looks pretty fun, but I'm worried that it's going to be like Spore. Right, TB, that was my only thing. I want to continue playing the games made by the people that made the games that I grew up with, that's all. It's not that I don't want to try the other games. I mean, eventually I probably will. But if I was to pick one up next, I just want to make sure that it's made by the same people, that's all. Oh, I'm actually way good on money, so this will be my last day of forage. I just have to make sure that I order my kitchen soon as my axe upgrades. Getting back to the actual run here, you need 450 lumber, which just so happens to exactly coincide with getting your axe upgraded. So, as soon as my axe upgrades, I will know that I can order my kitchen. So this is Wednesday. Yeah, so many people say that Stardew Valley is good. I'm definitely interested in checking it out. TB, we're not going to be doing the dream today if we can help it, because I want to do the dream on the same day where I know the ankle scene will appear. So if I do the dream today, it might be too early. I would like to do it tomorrow. So I'm just hoping Anne appears in one of her other locations. Alright, I hope she's with Rick. If she's not with Rick, then I'll end up just going back to sleep. There's a 75% chance that she would be in one of these locations, so let's hope. Alright, she's not. So today was a little bit wasted, but we're still okay. We still needed the lumber, so it's not a big deal. I think at that point it would have been more worth it for me to actually do the dream event than to not do it. But we're still okay. Well, just so we're not talking about the technical details too much, TB, I didn't want to trigger her dream event on that day because I knew it wouldn't be enough time to... I knew I wouldn't get her to the ankle scene if I triggered it on that day, and I want a... Like today, I'm going to do gift, dream event. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so this was a tiny little error. Because I can't gift her right now. Because I came on this screen to order the carpenter's tent. I wanted to go see her first before I did this. But that's okay. Maybe we'll still get the ankle scene. Oh, I hope she's still there. Oh geez, I actually think I just missed the dream sequence completely. Because I wanted to make sure that I was ordering the kitchen. That's okay. We'll still be able to get the we'll still be able to get the ankle scene. We'll still be alright, TB. I know that was a flub, but it's not a huge deal. It's gonna cost maybe 2 extra days, 1 extra day of Music Box, and like 1 extra day of gift. It's not the end of the world. Unfortunately, because we were playing on the English version, there was not any way that this would have been a record-setting run. So the flubs here and there are unfortunate, but that's why we give a little bit of extra time in the estimate. Okay, check. Really quickly, I'm gonna check for the ankle, just because I'd rather waste a weekend day. Alright, she's not there. So it's tomorrow. Or it's not tomorrow, but it's the next time I gift her. TB, this is a rainy Sunday. So we're making up a little bit of time here. And sick event occurs only on rainy Sundays. So this could be the the sick event ankle scene combo. So that was actually one of the better things that could have happened after that flub. But it would have been better for me to get the dream event plus the sick event. That would have actually made this a competitive run. So we were able to combine the broken ankle event with the sick event. So we didn't waste any days here, which is really good. The sprained ankle, the ankle event, we'll just call it the ankle event, happens at a certain affection level, so you can usually pinpoint when it's going to happen. And if you do it at the end of a day, Anne will if you do it, Anne will disappear for the rest of the day. So if you do it at the end of the day, you end up not losing any time at all. Yeah, Doug, TB, I'm sure you know about this, but Doug is like frantically trying to marry Anne off. Doug being Anne's father, he's like really worried that she won't find a husband. So he's constantly trying to pawn her off on you for like the whole game. If you befriend Doug, he has a scene at the bar where he's like asking you how you feel about his daughter. So right now we are in the end game of the run. I'm going to pick up a few gifts because we have to wait for Rick to open. But the run is basically over. We're just waiting for her to get to a red heart, and then we're going to buy the blue feather from Rick. Also, my kitchen is on the verge of being completed, so all of our objectives here are lining up. Ooh, we got the typhoon. So I would estimate 10 minutes, Cruel, from now. Oh, and TB with the immediate agreement with my estimation. Because TB and I share some kind of weird mind thing. I hope it's not Thursday. It totally is Thursday. So TB, we might get a chance to see the vineyard clip here. But I've only had it work in year 2, so... Is she here? Is it time? Not quite, or it is time, but I might have gotten on the screen too early. She's not here. There she is. What does his hat say? I don't know. I've actually never attempted to read it. If it says anything, it's probably in Japanese. Today could be the day. We'll see. So we are always going to dig up music boxes, even though there's going to be a final day where we know we don't need it. The reason we dig it up is because Anne, it does not appear on the ranch until 8 a.m., so we have to do something with that time. So I'm actually, that was actually an error. Today is the 24th, so it's a swimming festival. That was my bad. I'm too excited to finish the run. So we're sleeping till Monday the 27th. Really? His hat says horse? So currently we are waiting for 8 a.m. We have our music boxes. This game does not have, I suppose this is slightly different from the previous two games, or the previous game and some of Friends of Mineral Town, which will be coming up after this. This game does not have an on-screen timer. So you're really just making an estimate. There are certain ways that you can time it. We use musical cues. And then the screen also slightly changes in lighting based on the time of day. So she just hit red heart. And also, we have already passed what the record of this game is. We passed it about 3 minutes ago. But with some of the errors cleaned up, and if this was on the Japanese version, this would have been a decent run. We got pretty good luck. Alright, so she turned red, but you can see that the blue feather isn't here. That's because she is not at 220 affection points, so it will be the next time that we encounter her that we will get her up to the required affection. I believe this is Tuesday. So again, even though we are not going to need it, we are going to go dig up the music box because it gives us a very, very closely timed entry to the ranch. That way we don't have to worry about timing anything. Okay, so today the blue feather should be in the shop. Yeah, Cruel, the timer will be on the first wedding bell, so I will, we're going to be sleeping through the rest of the week, and then it's the morning of Sunday when it happens. So I will let you know when I'm about to sleep on that Saturday, and you can get ready on the timer. So there is the blue feather. I ended up with a decent chunk of extra money because I wasn't paying too much attention to my foraging. We are going to run back here and we are going to pull out our blue feather and just sprinkle it on Anne a little bit. So, I mean, she really doesn't say yes. Alright, so just a very quick day check. Tuesday the 28th. Ooh, another typhoon. That is Wednesday the 29th. Thursday the 30th, and we will get married on Fall 3, which is pretty standard for Anne. So this is Friday, Fall 1. This is Saturday, Fall 2, and Cruel, get ready on time. Time. So even though Anne did not say yes, she decides to go through with it. And we have a lovely fall wedding. So that was an extremely solid run, especially considering we are playing on the English version with the slower text. I want to thank